All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Augie's Community Corner. I'm City Councilmember Augie Tulba. What's going on, everybody? All right, so today we're talking to a department that most of us residents here interact with at some point in your life. For me, just recently, I got my passport. Maybe it was your driver's license. Maybe it was renewing your driver's license, right? Or registering your car, visiting the satellite city hall, or calling 311 for assistance. So today joining us is Director Kim Hashiro from the Department of Customer Services. Kim, welcome.
Hi, thank
Rough
you.
start. Today's been a very busy day for me.
It'll get better.
I know, it's already getting better because I get to interview interesting people like yourself, and not only that, but we get to get information that, a lot of people may be curious about. They know the department, but really don't really know the department and what you guys do. Okay, so before I start asking you the hard questions, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you're from, what's the best thing about being the Director of Customer Service?
So what's the best thing about being the director is when we have very happy, satisfied customers that actually provide feedback, either through the mayor's office, through our own department, even through the media sometimes. And that's really gratifying because that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. I've been with city and state government for about 34 years total, and I've been with the Department of Customer Services since the mayor's term started in 2021. So I started off as deputy director, became director about a year later, and it has just been a whirlwind of a lot of challenging, interesting projects.
Yeah, we both started at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so are we finishing the same time or?
Yes, we are.
Okay, tell us about customer service. Maybe one thing that people don't know.
So one of the things that we are responsible for is public communication.
Okay.
And it's actually appropriate because of what we're doing today. And not only is the Public Communications Division responsible for our website, which has a lot of information, and we have revamped our website. We've tried to make it really easy for the public to navigate, find information, and not have to worry about not bringing what they need to when they come to one of our locations. The Public Communications Division also operates a design and print center.
Okay.
So we have graphic design teams, we have an actual in-house print shop that actually produces many city publications. And we have a records management group that maintains all the city archives. So there are many city records that actually require either a really long or sometimes a permanent retention schedule. And so we maintain the archives to make sure that the records are properly maintained and stored. And when the public needs access to those records, we also help them with that.
So you guys do much more than what I said in the beginning.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. Okay, so before we dive into public questions you get asked regularly, and there's probably, people would want to know during this program, but let's talk about something that I get emails about a lot, feral chickens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've actually developed a feral chicken mitigation program in our department. We have information on our website, but there's two parts to it. Is essentially we started off with city property. So any city property, and we identify problematic city areas based on calls and complaints.
Okay.
Sometimes through council members' offices too.
So how do you do that when everywhere we see now, everywhere we look, there's feral chicken?
So we have a contractor who
Okay.
goes out and will assess the location, and they will set, if they can find a safe location for the chickens and also for the cages, they'll set a trap. They'll put food and water in daily, and they'll monitor daily. And if chickens are caught, then they're removed from the property. So that's our first service that we started with. It's been several years now that we've been doing that. More recently, we've been trying to help the public because on private property, There are property owners that are have issues with feral chickens, and so they can contact our vendor and actually set up services with them, either full service like the trapping of, setting up the cages, the daily monitoring and the removal of the chickens. They can rent cages, or if they're able to trap chickens themselves, they can bring the chickens in for disposal. And the city does actually provide a small subsidy for these services, but the community should contact our vendor. We have information on our website if they're interested in that program.
Okay, there you go. I know you guys were waiting for that because the feral chickens all over the place. How do you think that started?
I think that
people say weather.
And I think people think that it's fun to have chickens as pets when they're small and they're chicks. They grow up and then they don't want to keep them and they dump them.
Yeah, like the challenges we have with stray dogs and cats.
Yes,
I can
similar.
see that. I can see that, which is really sad. There's a chicken that follows me, and that knows. I don't feed him, but he knows that I'm going to a place where they normally feed them. It's so funny. It was last month. That was my highest viewed video, because I was like. And it is cute, it is fun, but it also can be a nuisance, and that's the reason why. It can
be health and safety nuisance,
Yeah.
noise nuisance. So the number one thing that we ask the public is please don't feed the feral chickens.
Yeah. It's the same with the cats
Yes.
and the dogs, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, I know I'm going really off script, but if you feed the cats, is that becomes your property? Because I see a lot of people at places, I'm not gonna say where, everyone knows where I live, but I go and pick up mail on a certain time, and I see people out there feeding, because sometimes I have to pick up mail at the same time, and I see the same people feeding.
Yes, so the responsibility of people feeding is that they need to spay or neuter these cats, because the number one thing that's gonna help control and eventually shrink the population is to not have kittens, right?
Right.
So the Humane Society has a trap, neuter, spay, neuter, and release back program, and they have information on their website also. But that's really important. And what you said is true, that people think that they're helping just by feeding, but really the responsibility is to feed and spay or neuter.
Bring them in and take care of it, because unlike the mainland, it's the perfect climate for any kind of animal, dogs and cats. And we learned a lot, and the reason is because we don't have those other animals that eat that kind of animals.
That are predators.
Right? So which is good. But at the same time, we do have one challenge, and we hate seeing, cats and dogs, and now chickens, just wandering around. All right, so let's talk driver's license.
Okay.
Okay, so the department includes, you said the public communication division, which operates Honolulu 311. You'd like to explain to everybody what 311 is all about?
So 311 is a city app that is the best way to report non-emergency types of concerns or complaints. And when you enter a complaint, there are 70 categories that you can choose from, and what happens is that request will go directly to the appropriate department. And that department is responsible for looking into that concern and then responding back to the resident.
Yeah, which is a good thing, because a lot of times, I know I get a lot of email, but I always tell people, the best and fastest way to get to administration is using the 311, calling them up, using the app. That's the perfect way to do it. How does Public Communication Division help residents connect with city government, and what other responsibilities does it have, including managing? Oh, you already said that.
Yeah, I covered it.
Okay, we're gonna have to edit that part. So, what are the department? I feel like I gotta do this again, only because I should have,
It's okay. It's okay.
Approximately, how many residents does your department serve each year?
So we service about 1 million residents, and largely through motor vehicle registration, because that's annual. So we have over 700,000 vehicles that we register annually. And in addition to that, we renew driver's licenses, about 100,000 a year minimum. And the new drivers are always trying to get their license. So we do that. And at the satellite city halls, you can renew your driver's license, you can renew your motor vehicle registration, but you can also pay your water bill, pay your property tax. So we're really trying to make it convenient for the community. We're trying to move as much as we can online, but for customers that prefer to come in, satellites are there. We have 9 locations across the island, as well as 5 driver's license offices.
Shout out to the Kapolei Satellite City Hall. I go there all the time to look at my picture. Just joking, but the people there are so awesome and amazing. And also they helped me get my passport. You guys do that now?
Yes, so we've been doing that for a few years now at Ala Moana, Wahiawa, and Kapolei. So if you want to get a new passport, we will intake that, and then we actually transmit it to the federal passport office. But it's been very convenient for customers because they are very familiar with our satellites and comfortable going there. So that was an expanded service that Mayor Blangiardi's administration wanted to pursue. And so we're really happy that we were able to help with that, because we started that right as we were coming out of COVID and people were starting to travel internationally again. So we knew that it would be really helpful.
No, so easy. I was like, one, I lost my passport. So I was so quick, and I got my passport like within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
At times, I remember getting my passport, I had to wait for months, and now it's just, you guys send it to the federal office here, and it just, within like 2 weeks, I was like, oh, look, I got my passport, which is cool.
Yes.
Let's talk about driver's licenses. How early can someone renew their driver's license or state ID, and when, and will they lose any time by renewing early?
So they won't lose any time. So your expiration date, your future expiration date stays the same, but you can renew up to 6 months early. And we highly encourage the public to do that, because you don't want to be stuck waiting for your permanent plastic to come in the mail. So it takes up to 6 to 8 weeks to get that plastic, and you get a temporary in the meantime. But yeah, we don't want customers, worrying if they're going to travel, because Real ID is in enforcement.
Yeah.
And so to get through TSA, you need to have a valid ID. And the temporary is not sufficient.
Right.
So you would need to bring, you can still use that, but you need a backup document, like a passport or some other kind of government issued ID. And, but if you make an appointment through alohaQ.org, and renew early, there's no downside to it, because you will still get if you're on an 8-year cycle, you'll still get the 8 years plus whatever few months.
By the way, I bumped into you and you said go to AlohaQ. That's how I started the process with my passport. So it's more than just getting your passport. It's basically everything to set your appointment up and and almost doing like the stuff before you get there, so seamless.
Yeah, so AlohaQ is really the best way to ensure that you are not waiting long in our locations, because we do also accept walk-in customers, but service is not guaranteed. You will wait longer because we prioritize the appointments. And we really feel that if the community understands that AlohaQ is going to help them, they'll make an appointment and they'll cut down on their wait times.
Okay, so AlohaQ, they can go. You guys can go online. It's super easy, super simple to do, and that's the best way.
Yes.
Your department has expanded Saturday appointments. What services are available, and how can residents reserve those appointments?
So same thing, they can go to AlohaQ and make an appointment. We open up for Saturday service. We'll open up the Wednesday prior, and appointments usually go quickly. So, but what we're trying to do is offer service on Saturdays so people don't have to take off from work. And if you look at our website, it actually shows the locations, the dates when we're open on Saturday, because it's not every Saturday and it's not every location. And then it describes what kinds of services that we offer. So right now we're focusing on driver's license renewals.
Okay.
So we really want to try to get people to come in and renew because we are experiencing an increase in demand now. There are a lot of people this year because you have an expiration date. It's usually 8 years for the normal, typical driver's license, and we're experiencing a spike right now in demand for that service.
Nobody wants to ride the rail? Huh? Come on.
So that is an alternative,
Right.
definitely. But if you need to drive, right, you need to renew. And so what we're asking is please make an appointment. Look at our website. On our homepage, we have a latest news button, and as well as online services and forms. So that's kind of in the middle of our webpage. And the latest news will show customers which Saturdays we're open and what locations.
That's awesome. So what are some of the many services residents can complete at the Satellite City Hall again?
So we have 4 satellite city halls where you can do a driver's license renewal or duplicate. At all of our satellite city halls, you can renew your motor vehicle registration, pay your water bill, get new license plates. So if your license plate is faded or damaged in any way, you can pick up a new license plate with an emblem. You can get an organizational plate, so like the Humane Society plates. Yeah, and pay your water bill, pay your property tax during twice a year. We collect that. So what we're trying to do is really make it convenient for the community.
Seems like that, and getting people to do it online look like.
Yes, we're trying to move in that direction.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Can you explain the difference between express window services and services that require an Aloha queue appointment, and how can residents save themselves time before visiting?
So the best way to do that is to go to our website. We actually have a chart that shows the difference between express service, which would be something like a vehicle registration renewal.
Right.
You don't need an appointment for that. When you check in at our satellite locations, you tell them, what you need to do, and they will send you to the express line. So that line is intended to be very short, very quick, and that's the reason why you don't need an appointment. Something like a title transfer, where you've bought a car and you need to now change the title to your name, that requires an appointment. So that you would go to Aloha Q, make an appointment, and because that takes longer, we want to allocate sufficient time to be able to service that customer. So we have it broken down on our website, and it gives very clear. It shows you clearly what you need to make an appointment for or not.
All right, awesome. I gotta say, you guys do an amazing job on social media. Like getting people like coming out of the after getting their renewal.
Yeah.
Happy people like this is where because it's like TV shows about you guys' department. I told you about DMV, funny stuff, and you guys deal with a lot of sometimes impatient people, upset people, but the ones that you guys put on social media, and I was like, well, look, I got my stuff.
The reason why we started doing that is because I really wanted us to capture what the experiences have been in our locations, and we go to different locations too. And so our public communications group, our employees actually go and they approach customers leaving our offices, and they ask if they're interested in participating, and they'll be recorded and put on social media. But we get a lot of customers that are willing to do this, and not only do we do that through a video where we repost, but we actually have a kudos QR code. So if people, sometimes customers come in and they're like, we're so happy. We want to like write to someone or tell somebody that how much we appreciated the service. So we started this QR code.
Okay.
So with their phone, they can just go and snap the QR code and get to a link, and then submit feedback. And it's either positive or constructive. We look at everything.
I like that, constructive. Maybe I should do, Malia, we should do a QR code for our office.
Yeah. It really is very convenient. And so that way we collect information and data so that we know what our customers are experiencing. The other reason why we've done a lot of videos, because on our website we actually have, for example, if you've bought or sold a car, you can watch a video that'll tell you exactly what you need to do.
See, that's so important.
And because nowadays people learn through watching like YouTube. And sometimes they don't want to read. So our public communications division also, they created these videos, and we're trying to reach as many customers as possible and think about the ways people learn and the way people, the best way that people will try to find information. Right? Because we have a lot on our website, but not everybody wants to read or search through our website. So that's why we've done a lot of videos, and we're going to continue to do that.
Like I put in a dishwasher in my house from watching a YouTube instructional video. I've made amazing pastas because of instructional
You can learn
videos.
almost anything.
Right. And now you can, maybe find a way to sell your car and do the right way of
and
registering your car.
Not get frustrated when you come in, because it tells you what you need to bring, what you need to do, who needs to sign what form. And so we're really trying to be helpful and supportive.
Yeah, see, stress-free. We want to help you guys out. So looking ahead, what improvements or new initiatives is the Department of Customer Service working on to make service even more, we talked a little bit about even more convenient?
So right now our department is very focused on technology improvements. So while we try to be as innovative and progressive as possible, we still have a lot of manual processing. And we're trying, with the help of DIT, Information Technology, and they've been really, really great and supportive and very open. Every time I ask, could we do this? And they
excited,
say,
right?
Yeah, they look into it and they try to find solutions. But we want to try to move whatever services as possible online. So right now, you can renew your motor vehicle registration online. You can also go to a kiosk, and you're familiar with our kiosks out in the communities. We have 10 now across the island. We're going to expand again this year.
Someone called me a kiosk guy at the Safeway Ever Beach, and I was like, hey, look, the kiosk boy or something. I forgot what. I was like,
yeah. Well, think about it, right? You don't have to come in or, and sometimes people forget. So even the mail-in service or the, walk-in service you can always do. But if you're going to go online or mail-in, it takes 10 business days to get your documentation back. So if, let's say, you're in the last week of the month, and you ran out of time to do something online, you can go to a kiosk and actually process within like a minute or two.
Yes.
And get your registration. It prints out your registration and your emblem, and you walk away with it.
Right. It's the most simple, easiest thing you can do, and it's so convenient. It's like there's no line when you go to the Safeway or in Ever Beach. So Ever Beach people, take advantage. Go get your stuff renewed.
Yes,
Simple.
And we have 10 kiosks across the island. Our website actually tells you which locations, mostly Safeways, but a couple other. There's a Foodland or two. And the other thing that we're moving towards online, or we have moved towards online, is permit tests for your driver's license. So kids learned how to learn online through COVID.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to continue that by offering permit tests online. So right now, you can take your permit tests online on the weekend, at night,
so good.
Anytime. And if you pass, then you print out a certificate, You bring that with your documentation, and instead of your appointment taking 45 minutes to an hour, it's 15 minutes, right, to walk out of there with your permit. And we think that time savings even for parents.
How about anxiety? Remember doing that when we were growing up, having to go get your
Yes.
permit and
Take the test.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do it online now, and so that's another example. We've been offering personalized plate ordering. So for a while now, that is an online service. We're working on for future online renewals for driver's license.
Wow, okay.
So we want to get there. So basically what our department is very focused on is being able to make services more convenient for the public and to enable them to do it when they want to, not when we're open. So
that's it. Look at that. That's true customer service right there, right?
yeah, we're really trying to do that. And not only from a technology standpoint, but also when you do come into our location, we would like the experience to be very positive, very pleasant, right, and fast.
Yes.
Because that's what people want.
Yeah, people still want to go and talk with somebody, but there's a lot of people that want the convenience.
Yes.
Like I'm one of them. Is there one message you like to, like every Oahu resident to remember about the Department of Customer Service before we close out? Amazing.
So what I would like them to remember is that Aloha Q, right,
Okay.
is their friend, and they should be making appointments whenever possible. Our website also has a lot of information, and it's amazing. We actually have a artificial intelligence chatbot on our website also. So if you search for things, you get information quickly. So we want customers to be able to do that. We also have a call center, so customers can call if they don't have access to a website or technology. And we actually have an AI service that will help them initially. So we have a system that helps, but they can quickly escalate to a live agent if they need help. So that would be, just contact us for help before coming in. Yeah.
Again, Aloha Q is your friend. Kim, thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn more about the Department of Customer Services, please visit honolulu.gov/CSD. And again, Aloha Q is your friend. Go and go check it out, look at it, and see how the Department of Customer Service can help you. Thank you, Kim, for your time.
Thank you.